Hello, hello, my lovely friends, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to do a flip through of these two Halloween junk journals that I'm calling the dark neutral or the dark grays. I have done a whole series of journals for this year for Halloween. I so far have made 23 in total. And I did 15 soft cover with laminate covers, and I did so far 8 of these bigger ones where I used different kinds of mediums on the cover to create a sort of eerie, spooky texture, or what I think looks like kind of a fun, eerie, spooky texture. I did a video on how I made these covers that I will link. Once I upload it, I will link it in the box down below in case you're interested in doing this. It was super easy. It just takes a little bit of time because you have to wait in between layers drying. So the covers on both of these are 3 layers of cardstock that have been glued together, and including the backs. And I went ahead. Now let me think. I did 3 layers of crackle, medium, 3 layers of matte, medium, gel, and 2 Mod Podge layers. I think they turned out great. They're nice and thick and sturdy, and they do have this nice sort of, I don't know how to say it, other than it's just sort of like an aged, weathered, oops, I'm a little bit too close. Nice and thick. I glued them together with Aleene's tacky super duper. That glue, oh my god, wow, I'm so impressed with how that glue just worked like a charm on these covers, I have to say. Anyway, so that's what the covers are, and like I said, I will link that process down below. The covers, you know, it was sort of like, you know, paint, and then sit and let it dry overnight. And then the next day, paint over top. I maybe did 2, the most I did was 2 coats in one day, because I did find that they tended to want to curl a little bit. So I would let them dry, and then I would put them underneath a heavy book overnight to really help flatten them out before I went ahead and added another layer of medium or crackle. But anyways, okay, let's get to the good stuff on the inside. So we've got these super creepy nuns, I think they are, on the front. Ghouls. I mean, if there was ever a ghoul, there you have it. So you have those 2, and then this ghoulish lady and her crow. Ah, okay, so these journals measure 7 by 10. There's 67, wait a minute, 64 pages. And I believe there's about 42 tags in here, and a ton of rusty paper clips and tabs, and I think there's about 15 loose half sheets of paper in here. Anyways, let's just get started. So I've got this little pocket at the front here. So I kind of called this the neutral one because this one I just did with black, gray, and beige. There's no color in this at all, I don't think. There's a little bit of yellow, but I didn't even add green papers to this one because I thought I would leave this as neutral as possible so that you could add whatever color into this as you wanted, and maybe you don't even want to add color. This was sort of my thinking. Because I know when I work with my Halloween journal, I almost use no color. I use like some moss greens and maybe a tiny bit of deep purple, but that's usually about it. So I thought this way you can just personalize it, and you know, if you don't want to have color in it, then great, you don't have to worry about it. And if you do, then the sort of palette itself is very neutral with this journal. And, you know, Bob's your uncle. You can add whatever you like. And this, I have to be honest, I don't know what the technical term for this ribbon type stuff is. I found it on Amazon, and I Googled black floral arrangement ribbon, and this came up. And I'd seen this in other videos, but like I said, I have no idea what it's called. But I just zigzagged it in, and I think it looks super spooky, and it kind of looks like a little bit of a spider's web. So I thought that's kind of fun. Okay, so this is cardstock, and then this is cardstock. This is cardstock with lots of room for journaling on the back. And then here, we just have a plain black envelope. So those go in there under that belly band. Now, again, in this one, I didn't really fasten too many things down. I've left as much, I tried to leave as much loose as possible so that you could go in and decide what will be a pocket, what will be a tag, what will be a tuck spot, and you can personalize this in any way that you want, in the sense that I thought it would be better to leave things loose, because depending on what you're journaling, how you're journaling, and what you're journaling with, there's so many factors that go into whether or not you want, where you want a pocket or where you want a tuck spot, right? Okay, so then I have these things tucked underneath here. So this is a printed piece of paper that I've printed. Tag there, and then this is a coffee dye tag, and that just got tucked in there. And then we've got the organza paperclip here, and then this ghoul. Oh my goodness, are you ready for her? She's quite something. Look. Ah, that face. Oh my god. Anyhow, so that's blank there, and I love the idea of just tucking her up underneath the doily like that, so you couldn't see, you know, just see the body. You have no idea what's going on up there. So yeah, so we've got the black doily here. This is just a little tab, and I didn't glue it down because I thought this way you could, you know, put it in a tab wherever you wanted to. This is a sticker that I printed, and then underneath here is a printed Korean math workbook that I thought was really fun with the skull on there. So that just goes there, and we've got some coffee dyed cotton here. This is here, we got plain coffee dyed paper underneath, and blank journal spot there, and then there's a coffee dyed envelope. So these two journals, I forgot to mention, these two journals are exactly the same on the inside. So I'm just doing the flip through of this one because this and this are the same. The only difference is the coffee dyed envelope will look a little bit different. The coffee dyed paper will be a tiny bit different, but I did put blank coffee dyed paper in both of them. Then I just have this little hocus pocus tag that, again, I left it so that you could use it wherever your spooky little heart would love to glue it. Then we got some organza ribbon on that one there, on that paper clip, sorry. Oh, I had this underneath here. So this is a piece of paper that I printed out for some journaling there. Oh, wait. I had a whole bunch of stuff here that's falling apart. Okay, then we have, this is just a blank tag on the back here. This is cardstock, printed paper. This was paper out of a pad of paper that I bought. Here we have a tag here, and then this is black, hang on here. This is black craft paper here. And this is just a piece of paper that I've printed off with the spooky lace. And I would say 99.9% of the paper clips that I've used in here are all rusted paper clips. And then that was a little tag that goes there. Then we have the dictionary paper. And here we have more coffee dyed cotton on this paper clip. And then on the side here, I've got this printed doily hanky thing. And then here's a piece of an old book that a pen pal of mine sent from the Netherlands, which I thought looked super creepy. So we put that there, and I had that there with the tag here. And then on this side, I have a piece of printed ledger paper here with graph on the back. And then this tag, 31 or 13, it goes there. Then we've got this little tag here, and I glued this tab in here, and we've got with the organza ribbon. And then on this side, so this is just a little fold over thing that I printed out. It goes there. Then underneath here is a printed piece of paper and the journal tag there. And you can see that I've put in stamps and some stickers. Goes in there like that. Here's this page is coffee dyed paper here. This is another one of those Korean workbook pages where I put the spooky spirit there and just tucked her in underneath there with the ideal poison tag. And then on this side, again, just a tiny little tag that I thought if you wanted to, you could use it as a tab or whatever you want to do. So, printed piece of paper. This is some of the black construction paper that I bought, and I sort of agonized over whether or not I wanted to use it. Because construction paper can get kind of a bad rap, but I really like it, and I like the look of it and the texture of it. So what I did to reinforce it was I glued the edge, I glued the edge, I folded it over, so I made sure that it's reinforced and a little bit extra stronger here. So there's a tiny little bit of a lip where I fold it over, but I feel like it's in there really solid. Of course, any of these pages you can rip out. One of the advantages, I think, to using the spiral binding is that you can rip out a page and you don't have to worry about another page falling out, like, because they're in a signature, right? And I did actually, now that I think about it, I did the same with the coffee dyed paper. I glued the piece of paper over to reinforce it. And so there's a tiny little bit of a ridge there. Because I found with the coffee dyed paper, it is a little bit compromised because it was wet, of course. And I had a hard time getting these edges to go into the binding machine and cut really straight because they're wobbly, right? Because they're a little bit warped. So you will notice that there's a little tiny bit of a ridge there where I've glued that down. So all of the coffee dyed papers and all of the construction paper in these two journals have the reinforced edge on there like that. Here we have another piece of paper that I printed and a blank on the back journal card. Here we have another piece of paper lined for journaling. How awesome is this? Yeah, she's great. Ah, she's so good. So I just tucked half of her face in there like that, so you can just see the one side of her. Then we've got the tag here. Here we have, once again, another piece of the book from my friend in the Netherlands. And we've got another black doily. And then here are one of the coffee dyed guest checks that I've stamped. These guys are, this is a little tuck spot here that I've glued in with double-sided tape. And then I just decided to use the clip here to keep everything in there nice. This is from a Czech book from the Czech Republic. I have a little bit, I can kind of understand it a little bit, but not really. So this page will be a little bit different in this book. Like the picture will be different, the text will be different, obviously, but there is one of these in here as well. printed paper, construction paper, cardstock. We've got a Ouija board tag here and some printed paper here. And you can see that I've stamped with my Tim Holtz stamps. On almost each page, I think I stamped. Again, coffee dyed paper, printed paper that's blank on the back for you to write on, and then again with the reinforcement, a tag and a rusty paper clip. And this is more of the black craft paper. And here we have another one of those little flashcard tags, blank tag. So then this I just folded over as a tuck spot, and that's just a piece of paper tucked in there. And then this is a coffee dyed envelope. Hang on, let me put this back together here. Put this like this, and then on this side, whoops, I have that tucked in there, and then we have ghostly greetings and a piece of paper here with bats on it for journaling. Copied paper that I printed, construction paper, paper that I printed, and here I just put a tiny little tuck spot with Poe there, and here we have a dictionary page from a Belarus dictionary. I was gonna say, I don't know if it's Belarusian. I'll have to look up if it's from Belarus. What is it? You know, I'm from Canada, so it would be a Canadian. So if you're from Belarus, are you Belarusian? I'm not sure. I'll have to look it up. So then we've got that there. Then we have the witch's boot here, a little tag right there, with a music paper that I printed on. And then we've got a piece of paper here for journaling and a tag there. And some more coffee dyed cotton. Construction paper. Paper from a pad of paper. Printer paper that I printed. Construction paper. So then here we have our rusty paper clip with organza. And then I've got another coffee dyed envelope. This is a piece of construction paper that I just stuck underneath because I really like, this is just a personal preference, but I really like the look of the coffee dyed the black and then the gray, right? Okay, so these are from a deck of Raven oracle cards. And each one of the journals, these bigger journals, has one of these oracle cards in it. I haven't looked at what the message is, so you will be the first to see whatever the message is underneath here. And I'm not going to show you because I want it to be a surprise. So we'll see what message the universe has for you if you get this journal. And then we've got the cauldron tag here. And then this is more craft paper, black craft paper, and then I've got the full sheet of paper here for you to journal on with a tag and an organza, safety pin, printed paper, coffee dyed paper with the spooky cobwebs, a sheet to journal on, poison tag, another flashcard tag. We got construction paper, paper that I printed, black craft paper. This is cardstock here with these tabs on it. This has some more of that lace printed paper. We got 2 tags here, and Poe, a pocket of Poe, if you will. Then we've got gray copy paper. Paper that I printed. Here's another from that Korean, I'm pretty sure this is Korean, math paper. This is some of this craft paper is so soft. It feels great. This is a little tag here, and we've got some coffee dyed fabric there. Printer paper that I printed. This was actually a picture that I took from the Charles, or on the Charles Bridge in Prague in the Czech Republic. And I had some fun with it in Photoshop. So I made it super gloomy and spooky. So that's fun to add that in there. Construction paper, printed paper, more coffee dyed paper with some paper here to journal on. And the tags are blank here. And we've got the dictionary paper, craft paper, printed paper, printed paper, printed paper, construction, printed. These are papers that I stamped with the Tim Holtz stamps. And I don't think I really put any other tags at the back. Oops. So this is cardstock. And then the back, I did not put a pocket on the back of this one because I thought some people like pockets at the back and some people don't. So I thought I would leave it blank, and then you can, you know, if you wanted to take one of these tags from the front and maybe turn it, or one of these pages, you could take one of the papers and turn it into a pocket at the back. And then we have the back of the journal. So that's it. That is that flip through for these two. So these will be in my Etsy shop. I will leave the link below in the description box. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. I'll be happy to answer them as quickly as I can. And thank you for going through this flip through with me. I hope you enjoyed that. I really enjoyed putting these together. And if nothing else, maybe you'll find some inspiration from these journals for creating your own Halloween journal. So, until I see you in the next video, speak kindly to yourselves. Happy journaling. If you like this video, please give it a little spooky thumbs up. And I will talk to you guys later. Take care. Mwah. Bye, everybody.